Let's quickly talk about Andrew Federal Credit Union's $50,000 personal credit card. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you had to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, or tea, or vodka, and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about Andrew Federal Credit Union's $50,000 personal credit card. And I want you to look right now on the screen. This is the baby I want to talk to you about today. This is the Platinum Rewards Visa credit card. The maximum limit is $50,000. And in terms of FICO, they can go as low as 525 or 550. And we love the fact that this is a card that has a constellation of rewards. You can earn 1 point for every $1 spent. You have 5,000 bonus points, no annual fee. You can redeem points for travel, merchandise, and more. You can also have a 2x points special offer on holiday purchases. What we love with this card and all cards that were provided by Andrew Federal Credit Union in general is that they come not only with a constellation of benefits, but they also allow you to actually manage your expenses. So the app is very user-friendly. If you go to the dashboard, you have everything that you need to see your spending limit, your credit limit, if you want to increase your limit. So this is pretty modern, and Andrew FCU is a great credit union. One thing I also want to say here is that the card has a balance transfer. Sometimes they have promos for the balance transfers, but there is a fee for the balance transfer of 2% or $10, whichever is greater. They also have a cash advance fee of 2% or $10, whichever is greater. And you can save money by transferring balances from higher rate credit cards. What we love with this card is that you have an APR that can go as low as 5.49%. Of course, this depends upon your credit score, your credit score. But what's important is that overall, based on our research, Andrew Federal Credit Union, in terms of APR, is better than some of the well-known names, including Navy Fed and Penn Fed. And one thing I also want to say here is that we love the ID Navigator powered by Norton LifeLock that provides tools so you can act quickly if your identity is threatened. And this is something that a lot of credit unions don't offer. And Andrew's Federal Credit Union does offer that. So this is kind of cool in terms of protecting your identity if things were ever to happen. Speaking of Andrew's Federal Credit Union, let's have a conversation about the issuer of the Platinum Rewards Visa credit card. And so Andrews Federal Credit Union is based in DC, and they cover DC, Maryland, Virginia, New Jersey, and military installations in Europe. Having said that, even if you don't live in that geography, if you don't live in those regions, you can still qualify for membership. I will speak about membership later on, but we love the fact that Andrews Federal Credit Union does provide solutions for people, for individuals, for businesses, for military organizations, and they also have a strong digital platform. Okay, and in terms of personal, they offer credit cards, personal loans, checking accounts, investment services. They have home loans, they have auto loans, they have savings accounts and retirement accounts. That's for personal. For business, you have commercial vehicle loans, commercial mortgage. They have credit cards, lines of credit, business checking, business savings, merchant processing services, and payroll services. What I'm trying to say here, the picture I'm trying to paint here is that if you want to get a credit card from Andrews Federal Credit Union, this is great. But if you don't qualify for the credit card, there are other products and services you might qualify for, including loans and lines of credit. In terms of military, they have a great military offer. They have Euro bill pay for those servicemen who are based in Europe. They have auto buying services, TSP rollover. This is pretty good. They also have checking accounts and savings accounts specifically for servicemen who are based in Belgium, Germany, and the Netherlands. And in terms of digital, they have digital wallets, mobile banking, personal online banking, and a telephone banking. One thing that's very important if you want to bank with Andrews Federal Credit Union is to understand that they cover the whole United States, even though they are based in DC, Maryland, New Jersey, and Virginia. They cover the whole United States. And again, I'll speak about membership later on, but it's kind of important. Another thing that I want to mention here is that it's always better to speak to someone before signing up. If you are lucky enough to live in the vicinity of a branch, why don't you just go to a branch? Go to a branch, have a conversation with someone, have all your paperwork ready. Even if you don't have a social security number, they can still qualify you if you have an ITIN, okay? If you have an individual tax identification number, they will qualify you. So speak to someone. You can also actually call and have a conversation over the phone. That's fine too. But the bottom line here is that you want to talk to someone before applying either for this credit card or for another credit account or for a checking account in general. Let's talk about eligibility. So folks, I'm still having a conversation with you about the Andrews Federal Credit Union, and we have a credit card from them, maximum limit $50,000, and this is the Platinum Rewards Visa credit card, okay? In terms of eligibility, let's talk about that. Your FICO, 550, that's minimum. The limit on the card is $50,000. Your annual income must be $18,000 minimum, so that's $1,500 minimum per month. But of course, we are speaking here about gross income. So if you're making at least $1,500 a month, that's about what? That's about $350, $375 a week gross income. You are good to go. You can qualify for a credit card with Andrews Federal Credit Union. And co-application is possible. They do accept authorized users also. This is kind of cool. So if you want to add your son or your daughter or any relative on the card, that's kind of cool also. Balance transfers are possible. I think I said it earlier that in terms of balance transfer, they will charge you 2% of the amount that you're transferring, or $10, whichever is greater. You got to be at least 18 or 21 years old, depending on the states where you are. And they do not cover the U.S. territories. So if you are in Guam or U.S. Virgin Islands, this will not apply to you. One thing I want to say also is that you need to have Andrews FCU membership. Now let's talk about that. As you can see on the screen here, this is the page you go to if you want to determine eligibility for membership, okay? But it's very important to understand that, as you can see on the screen, the second screenshot here, if you have no military affiliation, you can still qualify. You can see on the screen, item number 3. See item number 3? It says very clearly that you can become eligible through membership in the American Consumer Council. So if you have no geographical affiliation, in other words, you don't live in New Jersey, you don't live in Virginia, you don't live in DC, you don't live in Maryland, you can still qualify. If you have no military affiliation, you can still qualify. You just have to be a member of the American Consumer Council. And one thing I want to say here is that this membership, I think it runs for $8 a year. No, $8 a month or a year. I can't recall, but it's a very minimal amount. Okay, but once you do this, you're good to go. And another thing you want to do is, again, please contact Andrews Federal Credit Union first before doing anything. Okay, because if you are employed by or a member of one of their employer groups, you can still qualify. Let's quickly review other credit cards that are offered by this credit union. And we have the Titanium Rewards Visa Signature Credit Card. This is a great credit card you can see on the screen here. This is a credit card that earns triple rewards on everyday expenses. So you have 3 times gas and grocery points for every dollar spent. You get 1.5 times the normal points on all other purchases. 10,000 bonus points with $1,500 in purchases made within 90 days of card opening. and the points can be redeemed for cash, travel, merchandise, and more, and there is no annual fee. The only thing is this card, the minimum FICO is around 625, 650. So it's a little more, I would say, quote unquote, premium, more premium than the other card, okay? But this is an interesting card that has a lot of rewards, and if you're interested in that, if you have a higher FICO score, you can still apply for this card. They also offer another card. This is the Simplicity Visa credit card, and this is a card where you can save with a 0% APR intro rate for 6 months on purchases made within the first 90 days. You have there's no fees, and in terms of credit card fraud protection, you are covered, and you can help build the foundation for a strong credit history. Here, the FICO score on this is around 500, 575, 580. So it's a little, I would say, a little more flexible in terms of credit worthiness, and it's a lot easier to qualify for the Simplicity Visa credit card than it is for the Titanium Rewards Visa Signature card. Okay, and we love the fact that this card also is great in terms of account management, in terms of expense monitoring. There's another card that you might be interested in. This is the Platinum Rewards Secured Visa credit card. If you are in that category, let's say you're trying to build or rebuild credit and you're looking for a great secured Visa credit card, this is great. And all it takes is a $500 security deposit. And Andrew's FCU might look at their discretion, they might look to increase your security deposit at some point, and in other words, your credit limits. Okay, so you have a $0 liability on unauthorized charges. You have auto rental collision damage waiver. You have travel accident insurance and emergency assistance. The bottom line is that the diversity of credit cards offered by Andrew's FCU is kind of cool, and they actually have a product for everybody, for every category. If you have a higher credit score, go for the Titanium one. If you have excellent credit score, let's say you have stellar 800, Titanium. If you have 700 to 750, Platinum. If you have if you're in the 500s and 600, Simplicity, or the one that we're speaking about today, that's the Platinum Rewards Visa credit card. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about the Andrew Federal's Credit Union's $50,000 credit card. And let me talk to you about banking and Andrew FCU. If you have a poor FICO, or you have fair FICO, you want to bank with this credit union. First of all, it's going to help you in terms of what we call the NPR. So you are establishing a relationship with the credit union. This is a multi-product relationship with them, and this kind of helps you also qualify for a credit card even if you have poor credit. So it's a win-win situation. You're parking a lot of your cash with them, and in return, they are extending to you credit, either in the form of credit cards or loans or lines of credit. Let's look at banking at Andrew's FCU. You can see on the screen here, they have savings. They have a lot of products in their savings in the savings portfolio. So you have personal savings account, you have base share savings, you have planners savings account, you have IRA savings account, you have Roth IRA savings, they have a holiday club account, vacation club account, and military savings for gold. This is good. This is really good. I mean, the plethora of savings account or savings products is impressive. They basically have a product for nearly every category of customers. So this is really cool. They also have money markets products. You can see on the screen. So they have a premium money market. They have premium plus money market. They do have also prestige money market. Again, it depends on your category. It depends on your needs. They have youth savings accounts. And in terms of personal checking, they have a free checking accounts. They have auxiliary checking accounts. They have advantage checking accounts. and they have some digital offering also. They of course they have a Visa debit card, so they are within the Visa network. But overall, what I'm trying to say here is that they even offer investment accounts. We haven't talked about it here, but they also offer investment accounts. So if you want to open a brokerage account, this is pretty cool. Again, depending on where you live, you can live in California, in Texas, in Illinois. It doesn't matter. You don't have to live in that geography that they are in terms of DC, Virginia, New Jersey, and Maryland to qualify for membership. Let's talk about the personal loans and lines. Obviously, in today's conversation, I'm talking to you about Andrews Federal Credit Union's $50,000. Who knows? You might qualify for the credit card, and that's kind of cool, or you might not. If you don't qualify for the credit card, you can actually apply for the loan. They actually offer personal loans and lines. Okay, so let's quickly go through this because I'm trying to give you all the tools that you need to have a great relationship with Andrews FCU, either at the credit level or at the banking level. Okay, so they actually offer personal signature loans. So here you can borrow up to $50,000, and the rates are as low as 7.49% APR. This is really good. They have something called the cash to go loan. Here you can borrow from $250 to $500, and you have flexible payment options of monthly, biweekly, or the 1st and 15th of the month. Okay, and no credit check. This is actually kind of similar to an advanced check and an advanced loan or a payday loan. Okay, so that's for the loans. They also offer lines of credit. So you have the Premier line of credit. So this is basically a chunk of money to pay for anything life throws your way. So credit lines available up to $50,000. It's just kind of it's just better to remember that with Andrews FCU, all your credit products, loans, lines of credits, or credit cards are maxed out at $50,000, unless you have a strong relationship with a credit union, in which case you have to call them up for them to actually increase your limit. Okay, so you have, so besides the Premier line of credit, you also have the overdraft line of credit. Here you have credit lines of up to $10,000. You also have the share secure loan. So this is a secure loan. So you can borrow from $500 to $100,000. Repayment terms of up to 144 months. Okay, so here we're speaking about 12 years. But they don't really care because it is your money. It is basically, if you have money in your share certificate savings account, you're going to use that cash to sort of back up, collateralize the loan. So this is a secure loan. And you can also use that to build a healthy credit score. And there are minimum monthly payments as low as $30. Okay, so this is kind of cool if you have a long-term vision and you're trying to actually build credit, or you're trying to take care of things in the short term. Let's say you're just going through a rough financial patch and you're just trying to take care of things in the short term. You can actually get the share secure loan. Let's talk about the application, folks. So, of course, we are speaking about the Andrews Federal Credit Union's $50,000 credit card, and this is a credit card that is great. You can actually apply via email, via fax. You can apply online. You can apply over the phone. This is our favorite. Apply over the phone or visit a branch. Okay. You can also mailing your applications if, of course, you received a solicitation from the credit union. And the thing here is that they have a form online that you have to fill to go through. They have to fill just to apply. But again, it's just a lot better to go to a branch or a call and have a conversation with someone. Before you do that, make sure that you are able to have two things. Very important. The first thing is make sure you're able to demonstrate sufficient cash flow. Normally, if you have an account with Andrews Federal Credit Union, they will be able to see your transactional value. They should be able to see your cash inflows and cash outflows, at least part of it or all of it. So make sure you're able to demonstrate that. You're able to, because at the end of the day, if they just give you the credit card, if they extend you 25 grand, for example, you must be able to repay whatever amount you charge on the card. So you can demonstrate cash flow, you can demonstrate liquidity through a paycheck or through additional sources of income. And also make sure you keep your documents in order. You need to have a series of documents you can show the credit union that shows that, hey, listen, I'm healthy financially, I'm fine, I'm cool, I'm just banging. All right. So it's all about having that. So when I speak about financial documents, I'm speaking about your tax returns for the last 3 years, for example. If you have a side gig, if you operate a sole proprietorship, you can show them the Schedule C on your 1040 so they can see that you are actually pulling in extra cash besides your job. You can also show your W-2s, your 1099s. This is important. So it's all about showing everything financially related that shows that you are making money. You can also show them your bank statements for the last 3 months. Again, all these things I'm telling you is a lot easier if you have an account with the credit union, right? Because then they have access to everything. You don't have to furnish, you don't have to provide any other data to them. And don't forget also, if you have a legit business and you want Andrew's Federal Credit Union to take that into account, please provide that. This could be the tax returns of the business. This could be your personal financial statements or the business's financial statements. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was quickly talking to you about Andrew's Federal Credit Union's $50,000 personal credit card. The credit card is called the Platinum Rewards Visa Credit Card. And I gave you an overview about this card. I spoke to you about the issuer, eligibility criteria, other cards that are offered by Andrew's FCU, banking with this institution, the loans they offer, and the application. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.